In 1917, one small mistake triggered the largest non-nuclear explosion in human history. It wiped out an entire city, launched a ship's anchor over 3 kilometers, and created a shockwave felt hundreds of miles away. And somehow, almost no one knows this happened. This story takes place in Halifax, Canada during World War I. The harbor was one of the busiest in the world, filled with ships carrying weapons, troops, and supplies. The docks were crowded. The air was thick with coal smoke, and the sounds of bells, horns, and shouting sailors filled every corner. On the morning of December 6th, 2 ships were heading toward each other in the narrow channel. One was the Mont Blanc, a French cargo ship secretly carrying TNT, picric acid, benzol, and other explosives stacked end to end. It was basically a floating bomb. The other ship was the Norwegian Imo, trying to leave the harbor quickly, to avoid delays and wartime inspections. Both captains tried to pass on the same side. Communication was rushed, signals were misread, and within seconds the 2 ships collided. The impact knocked over barrels of benzol, which spilled onto the deck and caught fire. The Mont Blanc lit up instantly and drifted straight toward the city shoreline. People on the docks and streets ran to windows and rooftops to watch the burning ship. They had no idea what was inside, and no one realized just how deadly it was. At exactly 9:04 a.m., the ship detonated. The blast vaporized the Mont Blanc entirely. A pressure wave traveled faster than sound, flattening everything within half a mile. Windows shattered 80 kilometers away. An entire neighborhood disappeared in a single flash. The explosion was so bright, survivors said it felt like a piece of the sun had dropped into the harbor. A 1,000-kilogram piece of the ship's anchor was launched 3 kilometers inland, landing in a residential yard, where it still sits today. Within seconds, over 1,600 people were dead. Thousands more were injured, many trapped under rubble, and a massive tsunami slammed into the opposite shore. Chaos erupted. Fires spread uncontrollably. Buildings collapsed onto streets, and rescuers struggled to reach survivors, while the smell of smoke and death filled the air. And then, things got even worse. A winter blizzard hit Halifax the very next day, burying the city in snow and slowing down rescue efforts. But despite the devastation, incredible moments of heroism emerged. Doctors and nurses worked non-stop, treating the injured with whatever supplies they could find. Neighbors dug each other out with bare hands, lifting beams and rubble. Entire communities rallied to save strangers, showing extraordinary courage amid unimaginable destruction. One man, a telegraph operator named Vincent Coleman, noticed trains were headed straight toward Halifax. If they arrived, the passengers would walk directly into the blast zone. Instead of running to save himself, he stayed long enough to send one last message. "Hold the trains. Massive explosion. Goodbye." He saved countless lives, but died moments later, when the blast wave reached him. The Halifax explosion was the biggest human-made blast on Earth, until nuclear weapons were invented. And it all happened because 2 ships were a few seconds off course. One tiny mistake that changed history forever.